Imagine a horse walking 100 miles across difficult terrain, through busy highways and across rivers, driven by an unshakable desire to reunite with his best friend. This isn't the plot of a heartwarming movie, it's the true story of Max, a horse whose loyalty and determination will move you to tears. This incredible tale of friendship, love, and perseverance will show you how powerful the bond between animals can truly be. Get ready for a story that will touch your heart and leave you believing in the deep emotional connections that can exist between animals. The unlikely friendship between a horse and his best friend. Max, a strong, majestic horse, shared an inseparable bond with Buster, a lovable donkey. The two animals spent every day together, running through the pasture, playing, and watching the world go by. Their connection was special, one of those rare and unspoken friendships that defy logic and are impossible to break. Their friendship was so powerful that the farm owners noticed Max's tendency to stand by the fence whenever Buster was in another part of the property, always wanting to stay close to his companion. The bond they shared was undeniable, and it was clear to everyone who saw them that Max and Buster were meant to be together. But life has a way of surprising us, and one fateful day, Buster was sold to a neighboring farm. The owners assumed Max would adjust to the change, but what they didn't expect was the deep sadness that would overtake him. Max, devastated by the absence of his best friend, couldn't cope with the separation. He refused to eat, barely moved, and spent days standing by the fence, longing for Buster. Max's incredible journey, 100 miles to find Buster. Max's grief only deepened over time. He missed Buster with a fierce intensity, and no amount of attention from the farm owners could console him. Max didn't just want to move on, he wanted to be with his best friend again, and so he set out on a journey that would lead him on an epic quest, walking over 100 miles to find Buster. This wasn't a random wander. Max walked with purpose. Every step he took was fueled by a singular goal: to reunite with Buster. At first, the owners and neighbors thought Max had simply strayed too far, but as the days passed, it became clear that Max was following a path, a trail that would lead him to a distant farm. His journey was not just a random walk, it was the determined pursuit of a lost friendship. Max walked through forests, crossed rivers, and traveled along highways. He didn't stop for rest, didn't wait for a break. His mind was focused solely on finding Buster. Along the way, kind-hearted people provided him with food and water, but Max's resolve never faltered. His determination to reunite with his friend was unwavering. A heartbreaking search. Max's journey was anything but easy. He encountered many obstacles, dangerous roads, unpredictable weather, and physical exhaustion. Yet, he pressed on. He had no map to guide him, no idea of exactly where Buster was, but he walked with a clear purpose: find his friend. He faced lonely nights under the stars, moments of fatigue, and moments of doubt. But Max had something that kept him going, a deep love for Buster. His longing was so strong that it overcame all the hardships he faced. People who encountered Max along the way were amazed by his journey. Strangers offered help, bringing him food and providing a place to rest. But Max never lingered. He knew that every minute spent resting was a minute further from Buster. He walked with an urgency that reflected just how much his friend meant to him. The emotional reunion. After days of walking, Max finally reached the farm where Buster had been sent. The workers there didn't immediately recognize Max, but the moment Max's eyes locked onto the pasture where Buster was grazing, something magical happened. Max, weak from the long journey, moved closer to the fence, and there in the distance was Buster. At first, Buster was unaware of Max's arrival, but as the horse made his way toward the pasture, Buster turned and saw him. Their eyes met, and in that instant, the two animals recognized each other. Buster, filled with joy, trotted toward Max, who could barely contain his excitement. The reunion was everything they both had hoped for. Max's legs trembled as he approached Buster, and Buster responded with nuzzles of affection. The two animals stood together, side by side, reaffirming their bond. The emotional release was palpable. The journey had been worth it. The bond they shared was unbreakable. What made Max walk 100 miles for Buster? The sheer determination Max exhibited wasn't just about following a sense of direction, it was about love. Max wasn't just a horse walking aimlessly across the countryside. He was walking with purpose, driven by the longing for his friend. His actions proved that the bonds between animals are just as deep, if not deeper, than those we form with humans. Max didn't walk to Buster because he was hungry or lost. He walked because he missed his friend, and nothing would stop him from finding him again. This emotional journey of perseverance speaks volumes about the capacity for emotional connection in animals, showing that love can transcend species. The power of friendship in animals. Max's story exemplifies the depth of relationships between animals. Whether it's a dog finding its way home or a pair of birds forming lifelong bonds, animals are capable of forming friendships that are meaningful and lasting. These bonds often go unnoticed, but Max's journey highlights how important friendships are in the animal world. For Max, his bond with Buster was a source of strength, and it gave him the determination to push through even the most difficult obstacles. His story is proof that love and loyalty are not just human traits, they are deeply ingrained in animals too. Max and Buster's happy ending. Max and Buster's reunion didn't mark the end of their story. It was the beginning of a new chapter. After their emotional reunion, the two animals lived out their days together. They continued to be inseparable, spending time in the pasture, playing and enjoying the comfort of one another's company. The bond between Max and Buster proved that true friendships are worth fighting for. No distance, no amount of time, and no obstacles could sever the love they shared. Why Max's journey matters. Max's journey is a reminder to cherish the bonds we have with the ones we love. His story proves that when it comes to the people and animals who matter most to us, we should never give up on them. Max's loyalty to Buster shows the strength of unconditional love. It also challenges the idea that animals are driven only by instinct. Max's actions suggest that animals, like us, experience complex emotions: joy, sadness, and longing. The bond he shared with Buster was a testament to the fact that animals form meaningful relationships that transcend simple needs. A final reflection on friendship. Max's story is one of the most powerful stories of loyalty and love you'll ever hear. It's a reminder that friendship is worth pursuing, no matter the distance or difficulty. Max's journey and his eventual reunion with Buster teach us the importance of holding on to what matters most. True friendships are built on love, trust, and support. Max's dedication to Buster is a perfect example of these qualities, and it's a story that will stay with you long after the video ends. Comment below with the topic you want to see next. What's the one pet-related question you need answered?